Hello, Dokkaners. So today I'm actually going to give you guys beginner tips on what to do in Dokkan if you're pretty much just starting out or you're just completely lost like I was in the beginning of this game. There are so many new Dokkanners coming into the game all the time. A lot fall off, a lot try to stay and are just confused for weeks, months on what they should be doing because there's so much to this game actually. And it's so funny because I get questions all the time and I'm like, and it makes me realize that I only know a lot because I've played for years and I was just as lost as a lot of you in the beginning. So I figured, why not make a video on, the top 10 beginner tips I think would help a lot of you out. So number one, do your daily missions, okay? There is a tab over here on the main screen called mission. You want to click on that, and then right here at the top left, you'll just go, it'll take you there automatically, the Roshi screen, and it'll show you your dailies. I've already did, well, almost all of them today, but you want to do these every single day because it adds up, right? You get like a training place, you get, some Zenny, and you get a super attack level up, and usually a stone. On the weekends too, you actually get more than one stone. So make sure you do them daily, I'm telling you. Yeah, but how do you do them? Well, you could just look and they tell you how to do them, really. It's pretty cool, pretty interesting. It'll just be like, oh, clear any of the stages 3 times, right? This one's clear any stage 2 times, and this is a new stage you got to do for the daily. I'll take you over there, but yeah, pretty much just clear 3 stages and then do this particular stage. And this is kind of a new thing for some meat. What is meat? Well, in most gacha games, you have stamina, right? I think if you're a gacha player, you're familiar with stamina. Up here, it shows your stamina, right? STA. Right now, I have a lot. You're probably going to have way less than me. I'm a pretty high rank. So the higher your rank, the more stamina you get. So yeah, so I have quite a bit. So what you want to do is do all these. You'll get a meat per day too, which, increases your stamina for free. You don't have to wait. You don't have to use the currency. So yeah, you want to do that. So where should you go, right, to do your dailies? Well, you hit the big old start button right there, and then you want to hit these freaking sane space pods right here, and it says event. Click on that, and you want to go to growth, right? Go to the growth tab, right? There's story, growth, challenge, Z battle, pick growth. All right. And then go to the top, Usually there's limited event things that, maybe will level up your character or, like right now there's this limited attempt mission to give you free stones every day. This is really good right now, but that's not always around. This is just, we're in the worldwide download celebration right now. So we're getting that, and that's really nice. But mostly you want to do this. You want to do this Whis event. I'll show you how you do it. It's really simple. You go into it, you press it. It costs 30 stamina, which will be a lot for brand new players, but you do that, and it's pretty cool. I'll just show you what it is. I'm just gonna go in with this random team. It doesn't really matter what team you use because it's so easy. It doesn't even matter. So, you'll probably understand how to move on the map pretty simply because Dokkan's gonna teach you how to do that right off the bat. So it doesn't really matter. Just go into the battle, right? And it doesn't matter. Like, let's use like the weakest guy here, which is Broly, which is crazy to say. We'll just do this. And Whis, I know it sounds crazy because Whis is one of the most powerful characters in Dragon Ball, but Whis in this event is so weak. It doesn't matter. Like, watch, he'll just boom. He'll just die. Like, from most characters in the game, he'll just die because it's meant for beginners. And you'll get a skill orb. That's good for building up your characters. and making them more powerful. So this is a good event to do for that. If you want to make your characters more powerful, you want to keep doing this stage as much as possible. But for beginners, you're probably not going to like worry about that too much. But anyway, yeah, simple as that. And you complete one of your dailies and easy, right? And then you're going to want to if any of these are open, do them, right? And this one is once per day. You want to do this one. This one is pretty crucial because let's click in it and it has missions right here. You can see the missions tab. Click on that. I've done them all, but like you guys are probably new or, you know, whatever. So you're going to see like if you complete it like a bunch of times, you get more like dragon stones over time, right? You do it once, twice, 3 times. You're getting stones a lot, all the way up to 1,000 times. But there's a point where like there's hundreds of attempts in between the stones, but you can get a bunch of stones that way too over time. So you want to do that. Plus it levels up your character and it's just a thing to do for the dailies. But yeah, that's about it. Like you just want to do 3 stages. Whis is 1. This is 1. If you have a higher power level, which we can get into that later, but I'll show you. You click on there's a button up here called profile. Click on it and it shows you your power level. You're probably gonna have nothing, right? I have a pretty high power level. So the higher your power level, let me just show you. See how there's like a thing that says bonus right here? The higher your power level, the more bonuses you get. And what does that mean? Well, you can read them. You could just read like what it does for you. Like the higher it is, the more attempts you get on limited attempt stages. So interestingly enough, the higher your power level, you'll get an extra attempt on a lot of events like this one where it says once per day. I actually can do it twice because my power level is so high. So it's a really cool thing. You want to keep grinding to that power level so you can play more. I know it's weird, but it's a pretty cool addition for vets like me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And if you know, you can't do these and they're not here right now, and there's only the Whis event and this, and you can only do them once. That's only 2, right? So to get your third stage completed in without having to do anything else, if you just want to log in, do your daily, and then just log off, you could just go to this Quest Dokkan story mode right here, right? And you could just go, and you'll probably be beginners, right? So you'll be in chapter 1. You could just go like to the first level if you really wanted to, right? And like pick normal. We'll just do Z hard since, you know, I've played a million times. And this was the last team. It's cool because this game will show you the last team that you used to clear an event. And this is an old team, like a really old team. In fact, I'll just go in with this team. Let's do this. Just for the nostalgia. And this event is so short. Like if you just want to clear a level, and you could do this cool thing at the bottom, like down here, these buttons says auto map and auto battle. You could just hit both of those and just like, just relax. You know what I mean? You could just relax, let it freaking do its thing while you're taking a piss, taking a poo, doing whatever the hell you do. And then, yeah, it'll complete the stage for you. That's your 3rd stage for the day. That's your dailies completed. Simple. Honestly, really, really simple. Yeah, and they'll just complete that. But yeah, make sure you're doing your dailies like any gacha, right? You want to do your dailies because it adds up. It really does. But yeah, it's pretty simple, right? Boom. There you go. And in fact, I'll show you that I needed to do that too, to get my daily meat for all you meat lovers out there. Yeah, but seriously though, usually you don't want to do this. I recommend if you're like later into the story, like if you've already grinded all these, you know, you're like, oh, true, I grinded all these, I needed all those stones. That's good. So then there are some levels that are better in the later chapters for link leveling. Link leveling is a thing to power up your characters. I guess we can get into that later, but I recommend doing that instead of just doing the first level. All right, and you see how you can tell when you get a mission done because it'll be red here, right? It'll have a little red exclamation. You click on it, you're like, oh, what did I get? And then it'll show you, oh, I did my daily. And you can just hit accept all and you get all your daily rewards. Simple as that. That's it. Tip number two. Tip number two, you want to actually, let's say you're like a beginner, you have no idea where to start for teams or anything. What you want to do is go into event. Let's say you have no teams, like you just started and like the banner somehow shafted you, which is not likely for a very like beginner. You can go into the growth tab again, and there are these missions right here. There's the Ginyu Force special training, and then there's the Team Bardock Battle Smart Brawlers events. And what is in here is free to play units that you can grind out and then put on a team and awaken, and they're pretty good to get through most of the free stuff and even Dokkan events. And yeah, so what you want to do is, I'll just show you. We can go into one. It'll cost 12 stamina, which, you know, might be a little hefty in the beginning for you guys, but you guys should have like a bunch of stones. You know, I'm not saying waste all your stones, but you know, for the beginning, you'll have so thousands upon thousands of stones to grind in all the events. So like using a stone here or there for stamina in the very beginning isn't so crazy. But yeah, you can go in here and you could use any team you want. I'll just use a random team here. I'll even use my link leveling team, because my link leveling team is like not synergized at all. Let's say you have units that aren't synergized. You're like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing, and they suck. Like, this team isn't synergized at all. You can get a good friend unit, okay, because that matters, right? Your leader and the friend unit both power up your team. So usually when you hit this button right here, it'll find you the best friend unit for the entire team. Just kind of rely on that in the beginning if you don't know what you're doing. So that's fine. And just hit start. Let's do this. And then just honestly, you could just let it auto and it'll take you where it needs to take you. It will. It'll like get you the orbs you need to power up these units. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And then you'll go, your characters will battle him. Usually they're stupid, like easy. Like, I'll just even leave it like this to show this boot isn't even on this team, right? And then we'll see how it goes, right? Like, yeah, no, it doesn't take any damage, and he's so freaking weak on purpose so beginners can just get the character, right? And there's a chance for him to drop. So, and see right there, we got a character. We got a character. It'll tell you when you do. And so, yeah, you want to do this for all of them, for the entire team Bardock, right? And then it'll you can build a whole entire team of them. So see, you get a character, you can just tap and hold down, and then the card will come up. Then you could see, okay, you got Borgos, right? That's cool. I mean, and then you got a bunch of his hidden potential orbs, which power him up, and you got an awakening medal for him. So what you want to do is you keep grinding that out until, here, let me just show you. Okay, so let's take away this team and show you. They're on the category Team Bardock. How do you find categories? Well, let's say you go to team, like we did. Let's start at the home menu. You hit team, right? Then you go to team again at the top of the menu. Then you're in this screen, the team list screen. There's 5 different like menus, and then like 10 teams you can make in each menu. So that's a lot of teams you can make, right? So let's just go down. I'll just make a team real quick. We can hit this button to remove all of them. And then at the bottom right is the filter. You click on that, right? And then right here, it says category. So you click on this and you're like, holy moly, there's so many categories, right? So, oh my God, how do I find Team Bardock within seconds? Well, you could just hit this handy dandy magnifying glass and type in bar, and then boom, Team Bardock shows up, right? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And then you can hit SSR because you're gonna have SSRs of them. And then see, this is our character we just got, Borgos, right? And usually their skills are all of them, all of these Bardock characters power each other up. So what you want to do is you can put him as your leader, and you're probably just gonna have a bunch of SSRs. But you know, you start at SSR, right? You click on him, and if you want to level them up, you can click on their card, and up at the top right, it says growth. You hit growth, and then you can hit training. And the training menu lets you level them up here. You see his level, what is level 1. And then they also have a super attack level. And that's very important, right? You want their super attack level to be max. And this is the best thing about this is it says training partners, right? So to level up your super attack, you can hit training partners. And if I had another Borgos, if I got another one of those cards, I can feed him into himself to increase the super attack, right? We still have the filter on, so we're only seeing the Bardock units, but let's take that off. And then go to super attack level up at the top, right? It says other characters, super attack level up. That's where you want to go, right? And there's a bunch of different item cards that you can use to level up super attack. There's the Dozy Kai, who only gives you a 30% chance of level up. There's the Elder Kai, who gives you a guarantee super attack level up. Then there's these are special ones that I never use because they were limited edition, like during Christmas and stuff, so I never used them. I keep them for a collector's sake. And then there's the Grand Kais, which are, you notice how he's AGL, right? He's blue. There are all 5 different typings of this Grand Kai that you can use. But since he's AGL, I can only use this Grand Kai for AGL units. We're not gonna do it, but you know what? I'll just show you how like the Kai works, right? If it was a Borgos or a Kai, it works the exact same way. Don't do what I'm doing here. I'm just showing you how it can be done. Let's see, right? Like I put, you know, the Elder Kai here, and see how it says super attack up to level 2. That's a guaranteed level up right there. So you hit confirm, right? And then down here it says training items. So if you don't want to think about it, you probably have a bunch of training items if you've been grinding stages, right? You could hit auto and it'll take the level all the way up to its max. But if you don't, and you don't want to like use all your best ones or whatever, you can actually manually, you could just click on one and it'll like manually let you put in however many you want. I see a lot of people doing this. Like, I don't really care. I'm like, okay, I got a bunch of Z swords or whatever. I'll just be like, all right, give me 10. I'll just put like 9 Z swords in there if you want to. It doesn't really matter. It's up to you. I recommend not using the Pycon hat or your candy canes unless you're like leveling up a high level character. Like I don't see how I don't have many and I play a lot. So, but I do have a lot of Z swords and turtle shells. I recommend you using those or anything lesser than that. And then you hit confirm. And then also there's these things called training locations, right? So these all have different effects. So what you can do is you can just read them. There's 30,000 XP per training partner. This says you get location gives a big success, which is just like, oh, it'll sometimes do like, or I guess that it guarantees a big success. So a big success is when you get like a 2 times the XP that you put in. So you could just do that and whatever, it doesn't really matter. But you notice how it's not at level 80 now. It's because I had a stronger training location, which is the gravity chamber. Now you see how it's level 80 using the same items. They matter. The training locations do matter. So like I usually just use the gravity chamber. You'll probably run into a lot of those. And then watch, you could just hit, you know, begin the training and we'll see like how it goes, right? All right. You get this cool little animation here. Yeah, you get cool, but you know what I mean. You get a little animation. We got a super success, and instead of having to wait, oh my God, this is gonna take forever. No, just tap and it's done. and see how it'll say my super attack leveled up from the Kai, right? So he's super attack level 2. His level is 80. Super attack and level are different. All right, remember that. And then now, since he's max level, like he's level 80 max for this stage of him, you can awaken him, right? And then you're gonna have to use all of these medals. It'll tell you how many medals you need to use to awaken him to his next stage. And then let's just awaken him, right? We'll Z awaken him. It's like another little animation. Now it says Z awaken, and he went from SSR to UR, right? He transcended the UR limit, as they would say in this game. And then what happens when you do that, when it says Z awaken like that right here, watch. You can go to training, or let's go back and find him. He's right here. And so what you can do now is once they Z awaken, you can go to growth, and now you get a few things. You get this hidden potential menu. Let's go into there real quick. So in here, look at that. It's like a whole big ass tree of power-ups, essentially, to make your character more powerful. These are for all of his stats. And on that map that you were doing to farm him, you got his specific orbs that he needs to like level up the tree. So essentially, just keep grinding that level, and you'll be able to like fill out this tree, make him as powerful as possible. And you notice these like star boxes here, they're like shining at you. So you click on it and you get a few choices in these. There's combo attack or a critical hit. So what happens is the more of these you put in there, the more chance you get of that specific thing happening, like that skill. Like let's say if you do combo attack, that means he can either get an extra attack, like a normal attack, or he has a chance of getting an extra super attack. So that's really good. And critical is exactly what it says. You have a chance of getting a critical hit, and you'll know you get a critical hit by when you attack, the number of damage, like the damage number that you do, will turn gold. You'll know when you get a crit. So yeah, you can do either of those. And hold on, let me find let's see if he has the other last skill. I guess he doesn't, or the one that I can see. Yeah, but anyway, there is one more skill, and it's called dodge. It's exactly what it sounds like. You can dodge any attack most of the time. There are some bosses that don't let you dodge, but dodge is like the most broken ability in the game. If you can't get hurt, you can't lose. So dodge is broken. It's right here. You can see it up here. That's what this is, the symbol. Evasion, dodge, same thing. The more dodge you put into a character, the higher the evasion chance, the higher the chance of you taking no damage at all. It's really good. But yeah, you could do that. No. Let's remove all and get out of here. I was just showing you guys. But yeah, you can do that for all the Bardock characters, and you can make a full Bardock team. That's what you want to do if you're a very, very, very true beginner of the game. So you can do all the other events, not all of them, but I mean, let's say you went onto the summon banner, you pull this Broly right here, you're like, oh my god, I got Broly, wow, epic. Well, he's gonna start out as an SSR, right? And then you're gonna have to Z awaken him, and then you're gonna have to do something called a Dokkan awakening, because he's a Dokkan festival featured banner unit. What does that mean? He's just the headliner of this banner. These are special powerful units, right? So what you want to do is let's look at him again, go into his stats, and you can see it says Dokkan awaken right here in the middle, right? It says Dokkan awaken. What does that mean? Okay, let's give him a little look see here. I'll show you on another character that I have, all right, because I didn't pull Broly sadly. But let's look at this Turles here, right? He has a Dokkan awakening because he was a Dokkan Fest himself, not an LR, but he had a Dokkan Fest. So what's cool about this menu is you can click on their icons and it'll show you the medals you need to awaken them, right? So when you once you're past the Dokkan thing, you can actually click on the Dokkan awakened unit and it'll tell you what you need. So I needed 77 of this metal. How do you find this metal? Well, that's easy. You can just click on them now and it'll take you exactly to the stage you need to farm the metals on, right? And it'll say to event, boom, to event. It'll take you there, boom. Okay, it'll take you there. Now, what we do here, or what we want to do with these, is take up your freshly farmed Bardock units or freshly farmed Ginyu units from those beginner growth events, get the entire team, and then go into these. They'll be just fine, and they can take on these events, and then that's how you farm the metals to awaken the more powerful units like Turles. I know that's funny to say to a lot of people that know how, you know, he's kind of bad. I'll just say that right now. He's kind of bad. But yeah, the more powerful Dokkan units, that's how you find their metals. Simple, you know, that's what it is. Easy. Tip number 3. You want to, let's say you want to farm up certain characters without having to use Kais, right? Or yeah, let's just say you don't want to use your Elder Kais because they're hard to come by. They really are. You know, you get a lot of them over time, but sometimes you run out and you're like, how do I level up their super attacks? Well, there's this handy dandy menu called the Giru's Guide right here on the right. You see where I'm tapping? You tap on that bad boy, and then all of a sudden it shows you characters that you can farm up on some stages to level up super attacks of units that are more powerful or whatever if you don't have any Kais, right? So like, and it shows you how many like times you leveled up their super attack. Like this Goku right here, I only ever got his super attack to 5 because, well, he's kind of bad and I'll never use him. But like the thing is, I'm like, oh, I want to level him up all the way. Let's say you want to level him up all the way. You click on him and then it'll show you every stage where you can farm that same Goku. It's not the same Goku, but as long as the unit has the same name, you can feed them into themselves to get those super attack levels. This is crucial. This is what beginners should be doing. I'm telling you right now, because you want to save those Kais. So let's say you didn't have any Kais and you pull this brand new Broly, right? You pull him and you're like, yeah, sick. Well, you want to be able to level him up immediately. You want to use him at his max potential immediately. You want to have Kais, right? So you got to make sure you have some on hand. The best way to make sure you have some on hand is to not waste them and to save them for crucial, powerful characters. So that Giru's Guide, amazing. Don't sleep on this when you're a beginner. Sometimes I even use it. I'm like, oh, can I level up this guy without using Kais? And I'll look through here and be like, oh yeah, I can. It's awesome. So don't skip out on that. This is an amazing addition to the game. Okay. But yeah, that's a pretty good tip. Tip number 4. Okay. So we're talking about banners, right? Gacha games, one of the best parts of gacha games and why they're so popular is the summoning, right? The gambling. It's the addiction. I know all too well, guys. Okay. So what you want to do is save your stones. You're like, save my stones. Yes, save your stones for the best banners, for the biggest celebrations. You don't want to waste them on stupid little filler banners that they will throw at you a lot, because they want you to waste your stones. Why? Because then when a good banner comes out and you don't have any stones, oh, what do I do? Well, there's a shop. Yeah, this is where they make their big bucks, okay? Every gacha player knows the shop, the dreaded shop, okay? Every gacha player has had their bank account hit. Not every single one, but majority of them, indeed. Unless you're completely free to play, and then you don't have to worry about this shop. But if there's like, oh my God, let's just say, they drop a super epic blue Gogeta and you're just like, I need him. I need that Gogeta. And you have 5 stones. What are you going to do? oh man, oh no, I need him now, and I grinded up all the stones in the game. Well, you since you're a beginner, you don't have to worry about that. But like people like me, yeah, I have to worry about that. I don't. Hey, look, I don't like spending money on these games either. Okay, like, but you know, sometimes, hey, that urge to get that character hits a little too hard, and I do. Okay, I will admit it. Okay, I'm ashamed, but I have done it. Okay, and I've done it more times than I'd like to admit. So usually, when you're a beginner, you won't have to worry about this as long as you're grinding out the stones, saving your kais, and you know, doing that, all of that. As the famous Toon Rami would say, Dokkan responsibly. Okay, guys, make sure you're saving your kais, saving your stones for the best banner, and you'll be all right. Okay. And don't give in to the summon urge on Kaka banners. Maybe if it's a character you absolutely love, like let's say you love Videl for some reason, like Videl's your favorite character, and you're like, Videl, and then they drop a Dokkan Fest banner with Videl as the headliner, but the rest of the units suck. It's like, I'd say don't summon on that. If you're free to play, just don't do it. If you're not a whale, you don't got a lot of money, and you know, just don't do it. Just don't do it. And you'll be like, oh, but I love Videl. Okay, if you love Videl and you just want to see her super attacks, and you'll get like complete 100% satisfaction out of seeing her beat ass, then you know what? Do what you want. But I'm just recommending save your stones for banners like these. Okay, really like powerful, you know, celebration banners. This is where you're gonna get the most bang for your stone. So I'm just saying. All right, but that's all I gotta say about that. You do you, but hopefully you're listening. Tip number 5. Okay, by now I guess you probably kind of understand how typings work, but some people, you know, play for a while and they don't know what the hell the typings are doing or how they really work in battle. Let me show you the different typings here. Well, we'll just pick like a random team here. Okay, so let me just pick this character right here. Oops, well, right here, right under the rarity, you can see what type he is. He is a good character. He's a good guy. So good guys are super class, right? So he is super, but also it says int, which is purple. Okay, I know, seems like, you know, like, what are you saying? But that's what it is. Int is purple, right? Now let's check out Broly. Broly is the opposite. Opposite, you say? Yes, let me show you. He's extreme. Why are they called extreme? Because bad guys, usually villain characters, are extreme type. Don't ask me why, but that's just the way it is. Super is good, extreme is bad, okay? And he's tech. Tech is green. Int is the opposite of tech, right? There is a circle of power. It's kind of like rock, paper, scissors when it comes to the typings. That you have to understand this. This is very important to the game's mechanics, okay? So try to understand. And see, you can see their typings right here. If you look closely, they have their typing above them, and like their little box around their character is the same color as their typing. So yeah, like this Beast Gohan, he's super STR. STR is red, right? And then these Goku and Vegeta are physical. Physical is orange, yellow, whatever you want to call it. Orange, Orello, whatever. It's like in between, you know what I mean? But yeah, these are different typings, right? And they play a crucial role in the game's mechanics. What do I mean by that? Well, let's say it's rock, paper, scissors, like I said, right? This Goku, since he is int, the opposite of int is tech, right? What does that mean? It means that int is actually better than tech. So I guess they're not opposites. I guess like they are, but int trumps tech, right? It's like paper trumping rock. And so if I was this Broly going against this Goku, that Broly would have a hard time, right? Because Tech gets beaten by int gets beaten by tech. The easiest way to show you, let me just go into an event real quick and I'll show you, because it'll show on the top of the screen exactly what I'm talking about. All right, let's just do like a short little, are any of these short? Let me do a growth one. It'll show on the, oops, not that one. It'll show at the top of the screen exactly what I'm talking about, right? So let's just go in there. This is an easy event. But here, let me hold on. It should anyway. Oh no, it's when we're in battle. It'll show. When we're in battle, it'll show at the top of the screen the order of like weakness, I guess. Or see right here. Oh, you can't see me tapping, but see right at the top right of the screen, it shows the order of what's better than the other, right? Physical is better than int. Int is better than tech, like I was just saying. Tech is better than AGL. AGL is better than STR, and STR is better than physical. You have to remember that. Like, that is crucial. Like, you'll get it over time. Like, it'll just be like ingrained into you over time. Like, you just won't even think about this. But beginners, like, I didn't know for a while. Like, when I first started playing, I didn't know which was which, like what beat what, why, some bosses were kicking my ass versus other times they weren't. This is important, okay? Just learn your typings, understand how they work against each other. It's pretty simple. I'm pretty sure other gacha games have this. Like, if you played One Piece Treasure Cruise, they have something like this. So just think about that. Always keep that on your mind for team builds, okay? Which actually goes into the next tip. All right. So yeah, the next tip. You want to actually build your teams correctly, but here, we'll just cut and get out of this real quick so I can show you. All right. So you want to learn how to build your team correctly. We kind of already went over it a little bit with the free-to-play Ginyu and Bardock teams, but let's just take it a step further, okay? So, let me see. I made this team as like a representation of like what you might get, what you might have, because you guys will be beginners. So this Gohan is on one of the banners out right now, right? And so to build your team correctly, Dokkan will have a tutorial in the beginning, but I know a lot of you be skipping the tutorials. Like, you're just like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I'll learn as I go. But this game can be confusing if you're not paying attention. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about. All right, so let's just, go to the team list, pick a team slot, hit team formation, and let's just make a fresh team. I'm going to use this Gohan as a leader. What is a leader? Well, the leader is the first character on your team. The first character on your team powers up the other slots. Why? I don't know. That's the way it is. Okay. Remember that. Okay. You're gonna understand that pretty fast. Okay. Your first character matters. Your first character is your leader, is your team. So don't forget that. Okay. So what does he have? Every character has a leader skill. Some good, really good, and some really bad. So some characters are built to be leaders like this guy, and some aren't. So let's look at what it is. You can hold down, see how the text is scrolling and you're like, I can't read it. You can actually tap and hold down and it'll pop up. So let's look at it. Majin Buu Saga, or Saviors category, Ki +4 and HP attack and defense +150%. Okay, that sounds pretty good, right? So what that means is you want characters from the Majin Buu Saga or from the Saviors category on this team. Okay, now how do you find those? Easy. Let's go back. And then down here at the bottom right is the filter. Don't forget about that. Don't forget. And then right here, it says select category, right? Click that. And then Majin Buu Saga is right there, so that'll be easy. But if, let's say you're like, I can't find it. Then you go up to this right here. You click that, and then you could type it in Majin. Oh, now it pops up. Boom, select that, easy, hit okay. Now let's say, remember how we had 2 leader skills? It was Majin Buu Saga and Saviors. Well, we can actually pick both categories. Watch this. You click on it again, hit the little thing, because we don't know where Saviors is. Type in save, and then hit Saviors. There it is. Click on it, but wait. You can't forget this, because when they're both selected like that, let's click on it again. See how it says full match up here? That means it's only going to show characters that are on, that have both of those teams. Like only, let me show you, right? There, these, see how there's like not that many? I mean, it might look like a lot, but it's not. These are characters that have both of those teams. And what do you mean? How do we know what teams they have? Let's click on this TN unit. Let's click on details. Now let's scroll. These are the category teams that they have. You can see them all right here. He's an Earthling, Majin Buu Saga, Worthy Rivals, Saviors, Connected Hope, Bond of Friendship, and Earthbred Fighters. Those are all the teams that he can go on. So what I was saying is, since we didn't filter, well, it depends on what you want to filter, but like if we wanted both Majin Buu Saga strictly and Saviors strictly, we have to go like this. These are all characters that have both. See how he has both? He has Majin Buu Saga and Saviors. See, we're only seeing units that have both of them. That's why there's so few. But if we go back in there, we click it and we say partial match. Now look. But way more characters. Why? Because now it's showing characters that are on Majin Buu Saga and Saviors, not both at the same time, right? I think you understand what I'm saying. So now we can put way more characters. We get a way bigger selection. This is what you want to do. And let's say you awaken some units already. Probably didn't, but maybe you did. Let's say you want to. Usually you'll probably have SSRs in the beginning of your playthroughs. So yeah, you can do filter by SSR. It's going to show all the units you pulled. I have a bunch of SSRs. You're going to as well. Or if you've awakened them, you can select UR, and then you can go in, and these are all the ones you've already awakened. And so you're like, ah, there they are, my more powerful beings. And then you could put them on the team. Like, you know, there's this gag unit, Candy Vegito. I mean, you could put him on the team. Any of these units you can put on his team. Any of these units right here you can put on his leader skill. So have at it. Like if you feel like you want to run Yajirobe, this Gohan right here, this Krillin, Majin Buu and Hercule, and this Vegito, go ahead, do it. And then, but this is the thing. You're gonna find out really quick. Once you start messing with team builds and doing that, you're gonna find out really quick who's good and who's bad and for what. Because every unit has different passives, different super attack effects, different things they're doing for the team. Passives matter. And then some characters now have, a lot of characters now, I guess, have active skills. What are active skills? Active skills are a skill that you can activate mid-battle, okay? You'll get their icon will flash and you'll be able to swipe up and you'll be able to activate a certain skill halfway through battle. And yeah, it'll tell you how to activate it. So every active skill has an active skill condition, right? So Yajirobe's is when HP is 40% or less. So you're gonna have to take a lot of damage, and then with another Earthbred Fighter category ally attacking in the same turn. That means on the same rotation of the 3 units that you see, there has to be another Earthbred Fighter, and it has to be from the 5th turn, right? So 5 turns have to go by. He has to be on the same rotation with an Earthbred Fighter category enemy, and you have to be under 40% HP. So it sounds like a lot, but stuff like that happens all the time. This game is very RNG. It's gonna happen, okay? So you don't have to worry too much about some of these active skills. But yeah, I mean, essentially that's how you build a team. It's pretty simple. Just like, you know, your first character on the team is the leader. Once you remember that, pretty simple. You just gotta find what those teams are. Boom, boom, like Majin Saga Saviors, easy. Go to the filter out those 2 categories or 3 or whatever. Like some leaders have 3. So some leaders have 1, some leaders have 2, some leaders have 3. So just find out the leader skill, find out what category it is, filter them, do UR, LR, SSR, whatever you want to do. You're not going to be using SRR, and you're just not going to. Like, it's just not going to happen. Like, maybe in some crazy circumstance, but it's most of the time, like 99% of the time, never going to happen. So, you know, usually you're going to be doing UR or LR, but if you're looking for a unit you just pulled, they're going to be SSR, right? So we could do SSR as well. Usually you're gonna find your SSR and level him up to a UR before you even put him on a team. So usually you're just gonna be using SSR to find your newly pulled units that you want to awaken, and then you're gonna go UR, or you can't make him an LR right away 99% of the time. There are some units that start as LRs, but you'll find that out later. It's pretty rare. And then yeah, so you just like URs and then build the team out of these characters, and that's it. And you can experiment however you want. You know, over time you'll see what characters are really good, what characters are really bad. You know, try to just experiment and see what you like. You can play however you want. You know, people build teams that I'm just like, what the? But then I'll use them and be like, actually, this is pretty good, you know? Or sometimes, like, mostly you'll just see people use the best units out there. Like, they'll pull the newest units, make a full team of the newest units, and you're just crushing everything in the game. That's most likely gonna happen. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much how you build a team. And what also matters, don't forget, okay? There are some fights that tell you, let me just show you as an example, right? Let's say you've been playing for a while now, and now you're getting better. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna take on a challenge mode. And then you get into here and you're like, okay, I wanna fight this Broly. I wouldn't recommend it, by the way. He's really, really fucking hard, but you'll get there eventually. Let's just go to stage 1. Or actually, before we go there, you can see this little eye right here? That's the information button. So you click on that, boom. And it'll tell you, usually it'll tell you. So right here, it tells you the typings. Remember how I was telling you earlier that like typings matter. Typings are crucial, right? So think about this. The first stage, the first phase, right? Because this fight has 2 phases. What does that mean? Phases mean, let's say the boss has like 6 health bars and you completely kill him and you're like, yeah, I won. Wrong. You have a second phase. It's like an RPG boss, right? When they have the second phase, or some bosses have up to like 7 phases. Sometimes it gets crazy, but this boss only has 2, right? It has int and AGL typings. So what you want to do is think about like, okay, his harder phase, usually the, you know, later phases are harder. Usually you're thinking his harder phase is AGL. Oh, maybe I should put tech type units on the team. So when I get to the harder phase, I'll have the type advantage units, right? You're going to want to have to put the units that kick AGL typing's ass, which is tech. You'll learn this over time. I showed you the wheel. I showed you how to like ingrain it into your mind. That's important though. That's what I meant when I said it's very crucial to understand that. You don't want to bring a bunch of STR units in there, because if you do and you bring a full STR team, guess what's going to happen? I'll just let you guess. I think you're smart enough to understand what'll happen when Broly, one of the hardest, most powerful Saiyans in all of Dragon Ball, comes at a team full of his, well, it'll just be terrible. All right. It'll be terrible. He will wipe the floor with you. Make sure you bring tech units against AGL, right? Just keep that in your mind, guys. You'll get it. You'll get it. I promise you. But yeah, I mean, that's essentially team building right there. You know, there are some ins and outs that you'll learn along the way. You know, should I bring a character with an active skill that does X, Y, or Z? You know, should I bring a more like offensive character or defensive character. Usually, most of the time, defense in this game is way better than offense. There are some exceptions to that rule, but most of the time you want to bring defensive units, because if you can't be killed, you can't lose. So there you go. Think about that. Defense is very important. Okay, but yeah, on to the next tip. Tip number 7. Okay, you want to grind as many story stages as possible. This story, the regular like Dokkan story, you want to grind the Dragon Ball story, right? These are all pretty easy stages, lots of stones, characters, great things in there, training items, what have you. And you want to go to the event, and whatever's here in the story tab, just do all of those. Just do as many as you can, complete them. You'll get characters, you'll get things that you need. See, there's also strike missions right here. They're different from story, but they're under the story tab. That's all I'm, trying to tell you, is just do as much of these as possible. The strike ones give you, they're like powerful, not like super powerful, but they're like decent free to play characters, all these strike events. Yeah, and these special ones also have a few characters you can get. So there's characters, there's stones. Yeah, so I recommend doing all of those. Easy tip right there. And see, the thing about this game is, you'll see right here, it says Portal of Memories. What is that? Well, let's just check it out. So in Portal of Memories, not all the story events are up or going on or active at the same time. So what you got to do is, you'll get these keys from logging in. You can buy them in the Baba shop. You can get them through events or like special things that come up. And these are story keys, right? And look how many stories there are. Guys, the more keys you have, the more you can do the events that aren't active. Like, look how many there are. Just think about how many stones that is. Stones. Currency, summoning. Come on, you gambling addicts. You know what I'm talking about. This is the good right here. This is what you want to keep in mind, okay? If you have keys, you're sitting on a lot of stones. All right, remember that. So yeah, just make sure you grind up as many of the easy stages as possible. Yes, it's called grinding for a reason. It is a slog, but it's way faster now than it used to be. It's not as bad as it used to be, but depending on your patience, depending on how busy you are, I can understand you not being able to get to those things. But if you want free stones, there you go. Like, that's what you got to be doing. Those 3 things. Remember, the Dokkan quest mode, easy stones. The Dragon Ball story mode, easy stones and some characters as well. And there's even characters in the Dokkan quest mode, so don't forget that. And then again, event, the story tab, right? Any one of these that you can do them all. And then the Portal of Memories, if you have keys, do all those as well. Yeah, that's it. On to the next tip. So let's go to the summon screen and see what these different summoning tabs are, right? So now under recommended, these are the brand spanking new banners that everyone's like, I need my stones. I need these units. These units crush, right? Most of the time. Sometimes they'll release a unit that's so-so, but these units are pretty damn good right now, especially this guy, this Gohan. He might be number 1 in the game right now. Okay, I think he is. I think he's definitely number 1 in the game, so keep that in mind. Then you go to the Dragonstone banner. Sometimes they have special like step up banners. They have like these special banners, like if you're brand new, maybe I think if you're brand new, this might be okay to summon on, but I wouldn't recommend it. But like, they also give you tickets for those banners, right? You can buy tickets for the brand new banners. You have to buy tickets for these, of course you do, but sometimes they just give them out. Like, sometimes they give them out. It's rare, but they do. And then there are like this step up in this celebration, they're giving these tickets out.
for free, and you can get some pretty damn good units from these step up ticket banners, right? So keep that in mind. Like, always log in, always see what events are going on, see if you can get free tickets, because you're gonna want to summon on these. You know, they gave, oh look, like I even have here, look, I forgot that I actually have some tickets. Heck, I can even show you, right? What's cool, this is when you get these tickets from doing very hard events though. So this is for like veterans, but they gave out so many free tickets for these 2 banners right here. Specifically, they gave so many tickets away, and there are really good units on here. Some are bad, but some are really, really good. All right, so these are good banners. If you're a beginner and you have these tickets, use them and pray you get some of these powerful units on there. And then there's the friend banner, right? There are see these 3 that you can see right here, those are actually LRs. These are free to play units. The more stages you do, the more friend points you get to summon on this banner. Look, I'll show you, right? I have 464,000 friend points. I used to have well over a million, but they actually sometimes once a year, usually they actually make this banner really, really good because they put ties on that. Yes, the things that give you super attack levels for free, they put them on here like usually once a year. And that once a year, I use all my friend points. I recommend saving your friend points for then, but you know, you can do what you want. If you want these units, why not get them? Sometimes you need these units for some events, actually. So it would be smart to try and go for them and awaken them just to have them, and then save your friend points after that. But yeah, I mean, look, you can see, you can go to the featured and see, you know, it's Great Saiyaman 1 and 2, 17, 18, and Hercule. And the rest are just Hercule statues. That's for Zenny, right? That's for Zenny. And Zenny is kind of important, you know, well, it is because you need it to level up characters and do this or that, but you get so much Zenny over time. I only ever had to worry about Zenny like once or maybe twice, and then never again, because I just grinded, got a bunch of Zenny and statues, never had to worry about it ever again. But yeah, that's pretty much the difference between like the summoning banners and everything like that. So yeah, just keep that in mind. All right, on to the next tip. I guess the last tip I got for you is to just log in every day. You know, I mean, that might be a given, but it's important because I wish I could show you. I would show you the login screen, like what happens when you log in. You get a consecutive login, which means if you logged in consecutively, let's say I logged in 10 days in a row, you get rewards for consecutive login days, which could be important to people that are just starting to play. But also you get stones and you know, training items, and even some characters for logging in a lot, right? So you get a character. Everyone calls him 1,000-day Goku because I know 1,000's over. It's a long time, right? 1,000 logins is insane. Trust me, I know. I'm over 2,000. It took me forever, right? So some people are over 3,000. But anyway, you get a pretty cool character. Just like, he's not really runnable now in the new meta, but he's cool to have. He's just cool to have. It's a Spirit Bomb Goku from the Buu Saga. He's called 1,000-day Goku. You can get a character for 1,000. You can get his EZA medals at 2,000, I think. And then at 3,000, I think he gets even more powerful or something, but it, you know, doesn't really matter. He's not that great. You can't really use him, but he's cool if you want to link level and stuff. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna give you one more tip. One more, and that is link leveling. Okay, let me show you what links are. Links are very, very important. So actually, this is a tip I should have already said, but links on characters are super important, okay? There are these things. So you go to a card, right? And then you can hit details as well. Hitting details is a lot easier to see them. And you can just like scroll down a little bit. It says link skill right here. These are your links. What are links? Well, Yeah, let's just click on Infighter, right? Infighter. It tells you what it does right here, right? It tells you the level of the skill. Once you get a character for the first time, it'll be level 1. And then it'll tell you right here what it does. So this skill gives attack plus 10 and all enemies defense minus 15. It's a pretty decent skill, right? These are all the characters that have that link skill. So if you put any of these characters next to Yajirobe, that skill will activate, or that link skill will activate. And so you got to understand. Here, let me just show you. Let me just go into a battle and show you how it is. So let's just go into the Whis thing, because it's just the fastest battle, just to show what I'm talking about, right? And we won't use that team. Let's use a team with like probably better links, this team right here, this like brand new team right here. I'll show you. I'll just show you right here. So every character has links, and links are important. Okay, links power up your characters in more ways than one. They can debuff the enemy and do crazy things. All right, so let's see. They probably don't have that many links, these two characters. This is Broly, Chilai, and Lemo from the Super Broly movie, and this is the Gohan, Goku, and Trunks from the first Broly movie, right? And you see how these links are black. That means those aren't active when they're next to each other. The ones that are like yellow are active. So the active skills that we have right now are Fierce Battle, attack plus 20%, pretty good, and then Legendary Power. And Legendary Power is a skill that's only saved for LRs, because that's the legendary rarity, right? So they have Legendary Power, and Legendary Power is attack plus 15 when they're doing a super attack. So if they're doing normals, their attack isn't higher, but when they're doing a super attack, then yeah, their attack goes up. So yeah, and some links like Z Fighters is another attack skill. Prepare for Battle has some defense and key in there. So, you know, it's like, oh no, there are like key link skills, defense, attack, dodge, crit link skills, like enemy debuff link skills. Like you just have to like go through all of them, see what links characters have. You know, some characters have okay links, some characters have amazing links, some characters have just bad links. But usually brand new characters have really good links, and yeah, just keep that in mind, because links are powerful, and you'll know when a link is active. If they have no links active, you see how they don't have like the fire, the character on the right, see when there's no links active, they don't have a little fire aura. But watch, when their links get active, boom, they get a little fire aura. So that's how you know their links are active. The thing is about links as well, and this is a complaint about a lot for a lot of people in the Dokkan community, is if it's the same unit, they can't link. Yeah. So if the unit has it doesn't even have to be the same unit. If the unit has the same name, you can't link them. It's a little harsh, little restriction that the game puts on you to make it a little harder. Like, I get it, but wouldn't it be really fun to have a full team of Jiren, a full team of MUI Goku, a full team of, you know, Super Saiyan Gohans that are just the same name? It'd be cool, but you try that, well, you're not going to link, and it's not going to be, the synergy for your team is caca, stinky. It's not going to be good. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's about it, really. There are, like, I guess, more tips here and there for Dokkan, I guess, but those are like the main beginner tips, right? You just want to know all that we went over, and then you could pretty much thrive, especially over time. You'll end up just learning it more and more, and then it'll just get ingrained into you. You'll like learn passives, and they'll just be in the back of your mind, so you can just make teams, like good teams, really fast. Instead of having to read everything, you'll just understand it over time. Like anyone that's played like Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic, or maybe not Pokemon, but like, you know, more advanced card games where cards have skill effects and stuff. You know, when you build a deck or whatever, you'll like, at first you have to read all the cards, right, to make sure like what they do, but over time you learn your deck, right, and you just know what they do automatically, right? It's the same thing in this game, same exact thing. But yeah, that's why they call them cards, right? They're not like, it's funny because in game they're not really cards, but when you look on the, let's go to the growth menu, they like, they're cards, right? They're cards. You look at them and it's like, you know, the format of them, they have a path, they have a skill and everything, and they're cards, but in game they don't seem like cards, right? It's kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh! When you put out the monster and they're like 3D, and it's like, it is a card, but it doesn't look like it when it's on the field, right? Kind of the same thing. But yeah, I think that's about it. You know, Dokkan will give you a little baby tutorial in the beginning to get you started. Hopefully this video was a big help to people that don't know what the hell they're doing, because trust me, I did not. I had no idea what I was doing. So yeah, I mean, if you want to let me know in the comments if you're still confused about anything, or if you have any other questions, I could maybe make another video on it to help you guys. Just let me know, because I feel like there's a lack of tutorial videos for this game. You know, all the big Dokkan tubers, they just, you know, just do the new events, summon, there might be one or there might be a few out there, but I just feel like they're kind of lacking. So that's why I made this video for you guys. And yeah, I really do hope it helped. And yeah, I guess that's about it. Again, you know, like, comment, subscribe, and comment especially if you have any questions, because it'll give me more ideas as to where you guys are at mentally with this game, and I can just teach you, I guess, if you guys want a teacher, a sensei, so to speak. But yeah, guys, hope you're all doing great, and yeah, I guess that's it.